Good morning, everybody. It's Saturday morning, and last night I had the best night's sleep I've had in an age. I don't know why exactly. Could be a combination of things. I got quite a bit of work done at home, um, housework that is, and sorting charity bags out, stuff that I want to donate. So I did that, even though I wasn't really feeling like it. Once I got going, it it's the thing, isn't it? Once you're feeling low and you don't want to do anything, and if you give in to that feeling, and I know it's not easy not to, but when you give in to that feeling, you just get to feel worse and worse. But if you can overcome it and just make a start, a small start somewhere, just putting a couple of things into a bag, for example, those you think to yourself, might as well do a couple more. Well, if I can do 4, I can do 6. If I can do 6, I can sort out 8 things. And that's how it was with me yesterday. And then I came to bed early, early evening, and realised I'd left my electric blanket on most of the afternoon. Well, all of the afternoon actually, because I changed the beds and I wiped it all over and smoothed it all over, and just made sure it was working okay, and I didn't turn it back off. So that was on all afternoon. So the bed was really nice and warm when I got in, and I decided no YouTube whatsoever, no Foodie Beauty, no Chef Nada, no looking at other channels, nothing, off here altogether. So I did, and I got an audio book, and I was listening to an audio book, and I fell asleep. I don't know what time did I make a drink. I think I made a cup of tea about 10 o'clock last night, and that was it until 5:30 this morning. So I'm feeling pretty good, and I've got family here at the weekend, so that's good as well. I think the lesson is as well to try and keep going, to do things when you don't want to, you feel like you want to give up, which I feel quite a lot of the time, you can imagine. But also just keep away from the negativity on YouTube, to keep away from those channels that are absolutely draining of you. These people come on and they moan and they groan and they shout and they wail and they like with the eyes cast to one side, and I'm feeling really sad, and oh, you know what it's like with them. And it does, even though you don't necessarily care about them as a person, it does transmit itself to you, and it pulls you down. It really does pull you down. There's a lot of decent channels, a lot of good channels out there. Mighty Mama is one, and she gave a couple of good recommendations, which I watched, but I can't remember the name of them offhand. But there are good channels to watch. Even go in and type in what you're interested in, what your interests are. For example, the history of the House of Windsor, the history of medieval Britain, medieval villages in Ireland. There's all sorts of obscure things that you can come across, and it promotes an interest outside of the box, if you like, outside of your own little world of thinking, and certainly outside of that world of negativity where they go on and drone on. I don't understand, right? I don't understand people who watch Chantal half naked at the moment, sitting there, I don't want to be nasty to him, I don't want to hurt him. and at the same time giving all his secrets out. Sorry, I've got a hair on my lip. Hair on my lip. I swallowed it. And you've got all that, and then you have Nada coming on, and he shouts and he swears, and they both swear, and I just think it's unnecessary. Yeah, we all do use the odd word occasionally, but to use the F word and other words continuously, what does that show you apart from a lack of vocabulary? It's a lack of class, it's a lack of style, it's a lack of content. They get their views from being notable in their absolute, utter impulsiveness. So that's what they get their views from. I've got to, at some point, I've got a big folder that my cousin gave me to type. There's no way I would ever type it, and I've had it for years now. She's got it all done, she's and bound, but she wanted me to type this, and it's too much. And it's all about our family history, going right the way back, and she's done a marvellous job on it, and discovered that we're related to the last kings of Leinster in Ireland. So that's why sometimes I jokingly say I'm an Irish princess. But I think that's something that I'd like to look a little more into. And the stately home that was owned by my mother's family, the wealthier side of the family, the Crowe family, in Dundrum, in Tipperary, that's now been, it was taken off the family by the English, given to Lord Maud, an English lord, and was brought back into the family. It was bought by two brothers, my mother's cousins or second cousins, and now they've lost it again, and it's been sold, I think, through family wrangling and such like, which is a great shame. But it's a beautiful, beautiful, big old house. And they had it as a hotel, the Dundrum House Hotel in Thurles in Tipperary. I don't know whether it's still a hotel. They had lodges in the ground, or they were going to put lodges in the ground for extra accommodation. They had a big 18-hole golf course, absolutely beautiful. The rich side of my mother's family. If only it had been our side, our poor side. I would have fought tooth and nail to keep it, I think, if we'd have had it. But that's something for me to look into, and something for me to peruse. There's lots of things to look at, apart from looking at the negative channels. The other thing I like is, that I haven't watched for a while, is some of my £600 Life, where you've got the people who are really struggling and who are helped by Dr. Now and who help themselves also. And that's quite positive. These aren't people who've come onto YouTube saying it's a weight loss channel and then progressively getting fatter and fatter and more obese until they're super morbidly obese, because that's what brings in the money. Losing the weight and becoming a normal size wouldn't bring them in the money. So they've forfeited their health to get bigger and bigger and bigger and louder and louder and louder. You know, the big voice goes along with the big body. I've got no time, really, for those people. I guess you all know who I'm talking about. You can pinpoint them, you know. Anyhow, I'm going to come on later, probably, and do a video. I've decided we'll go out once a month, like to Warwick Castle last week. So we'll try and do once a month, going somewhere notable, or somewhere unnotable, even if it's just a local park or some woodland or something. We'll get out and we'll do something of interest once a month at least. And particularly as the weather's getting better as well, we'll be able to go out more, and I'm looking forward to that. Actually, I was very, very proud of myself walking round Warwick with all these broken bones in my back, and I held on to my son in parts for dear life where the steps were rickety or the lighting was bad, as in down in the part where they were doing all the armoury. The lighting was particularly bad down there, hence the bad film, I think. But the fact that I managed to walk over 5,000 steps just on that Warwick Castle jaunt alone, my son measured it on his smartwatch, over 5,000 steps, so pretty good with all the broken bones in my back and my pelvis, I think. Shows that they've knitted, but they've knitted wrongly, but at least they've knitted and are allowing me to move, so that's a positive. So I'll be back later, and in the meantime think about what I've said. Keep away a little bit from the pull you down channels, because even though you think that they might not be affecting you, I'm sure that they are in one way or another. I'll be back later. Bye-bye.